What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we need to talk to you about Faraday Future. I want to go over some of the current data points, what might be coming out fairly soon, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So of course, the market is closed today. On Tuesday though, it did break below that 50-cent mark. You saw a major attack that did happen coming from shorts. So on Tuesday, shorts did increase quite a lot. I'm going to talk all about that. But nonetheless, it did go down 7.57%. So as far as right now, like I've said, in order to really entice long investors and institutions to buy Faraday, you need a catalyst. And one thing that was recently posted on Reddit was this. So Omar, so I think he does have a YouTube channel. I think he covers Faraday as well, but it does look like Omar did comment on one of Faraday's videos asking for an interview, and he said, of course. I think that is kick-ass news. And even though Faraday doesn't actually put out all the news that I'm sure investors do truly want, hopefully Omar is going to be asked the right questions, and that way it can kind of get indirectly the answers that we do want. More specifically, are they going to be fighting against naked shorting? Because like I've pointed out many times, they've alluded to many things, September or I guess October last year as well as December, but since then we haven't really heard anything. So I think that might be one of the biggest things really to help Faraday. But beside the point though, I think anything operationally for updates is going to be really good news. So hopefully this interview does come out sooner rather than later, and that way it can really piggyback, the stock price can piggyback off of that positive news. And then of course, like I said, institutions can absolutely buy the hell out of Faraday. Based on yesterday though, there was only one transaction that was done on the secondary market above $100,000, and that's been more of the common occurrence. So you do see almost one every single day. Back in the day though, when it did really spike up, this is where you saw around 400 transactions every single day. So kind of night and day difference, and once again goes to show with a momentum play, you definitely need a big inflow of capital. You need it. Underline that is a must. So once again, up until that does happen, you're just going to continue to see a lot of manipulation. Even right now, just to give you a good overview of what the current short interest is and everything else. Of course, today is the holiday. Happy Juneteenth to all the Americans out there. But 19.08% of the free float's being shorted. 83.05 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization 95.65. Short score is 72.54. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And just to give you a good overview of this, through IBKR, around 1.9 million shares is available to be shorted, and then cost to borrow average is 9.73. And IBKR is kind of the middle ground for that. With the market being closed, none of this is populating, such as the cost to borrow minimum or whatever else. So I still do feel that Faraday does have a good chance at a squeeze, but like I said, given the circumstances, you need a lot of money to get in. But I want to add a little bit more of an asterisk to that, only because there was this that was posted on Twitter, and it is more oriented towards GameStop, but then again, we already do know a lot of manipulation happens with a lot of the meme stocks, including Faraday. So in this though, they do talk about this, so obviously you guys can pause it and read through it, but ultimately it is linked to ETFs. This is how synthetic shares are created, more specifically through Blackrock and Vanguard. And lo and behold, if we pop over to IBKR, you can kind of see this is ownership for Faraday. I've brought this up in the past. So 1.43 million is held by institutions, 5.37 by strategic entities, and then 432.87 million by other, aka retail. So a pretty significant amount, and this is it just in percentage basis. So retail owns a float. I brought this up in the past, so 98.45% is held by retail. But still, nonetheless though, a lot of the big names such as Vanguard, even Blackrock, do hold a pretty significant amount. So even Vanguard, 227.91 thousand. So even though Vanguard only owns like 300,000 shares, they could be, through their ETFs, creating a lot of synthetics as well as naked shorting as a byproduct of that. So like I said, just read through what I kind of what you go back to what I showed you over here, and then it kind of goes to show how a lot of stocks could be easily manipulated, whether they know it or not intentionally. But this is kind of scary, right? And imagine the gravity associated to a big stock such as GameStop. I get it, Faraday is small in comparison to GameStop, AMC, just volume-wise and just institutional percentage in it. But still, Faraday is held by some institutions, and many of those, like I said, are Blackrock, Vanguard, that have ETFs that hold Faraday. So it's just, I think there's just a lot of manipulation. Just the fact as well that it is still on the threshold list is something that is being overlooked by the SEC. So it has been on the threshold list consecutively since May the 7th. So that is something to keep in mind. Looking at options, like I said, the market's clearly closed today, but looking at the open interest right now, this is a very big week for Faraday. Currently 26,000 in open interest at that 50-cent strike price, 56,000 at that one. Or sorry, I think I said that wrong. 26 at the 50-cent strike price, 56 at the 1, 29 at the $1.50, and then 27 at the 2. So clearly, if Faraday, like I said, does somehow put out some substantial news, or whether it be an interview or anything like that, and the stock price goes above $1, this is where you'll easily see a gamma squeeze. So even though I've done a dedicated video saying that 50 cents is important, but it's not the end all be all, like, you kind of have to watch support and resistance points at this stage. And as of right now, around 44 cents is going to be that next strong support, and then 50 cents is going to be that next strong resistance. And shorts, no doubtably, are going to be very, very active to ensure that Faraday is below that. Because even though this isn't a crazy high amount, 26,000 at the 50, it still would be advantageous coming from market makers for it to be below that. That way, all these call options do expire worthless. So once again, I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of everything, including that potential interview, and just to kind of talk about the maybe manipulation due to the ETFs. So let me know your thoughts. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing June 13th or Juneteenth or whatever it is. Obviously I live in Canada, so I'm not really familiar with that and what that's all about. So hopefully everyone's having a good holiday. With that said, I appreciate all of you guys watching. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal, link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.